Good morning, everyone, from Krk, Croatia. Just wanted to send you a picture of where I'm at and also to do some work because we had another Fed rate increase on the overnight rate of 0.75 and getting a lot of phone calls from people regarding what's going to happen in Canada. Typically, we follow their trends, and the last time around, when the US Fed bumped it up 0.75, we bumped ours up by 1%. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But as all my discussions go with clients regarding variable rates, it's pretty much impossible to predict what they're gonna do. So instead of trying to do that, like I said, 20 plus years of doing this, never really found anyone that's been an expert or has a crystal ball regarding what rates are gonna do. So let's back up a little bit and understand what has happened. Inflation obviously is the talk of the town. Everyone's talking about it. It's pretty crazy. Go to the grocery store, buy a steak, and you will see that it is a lot more expensive than it was a few years ago. So yeah, inflation is definitely real, and it's hurting a lot of people. So the government has decided, okay, we're going to stop what we've been doing the last 2 years. And what have they been doing the last 2 years? Well, when COVID hit, they shut down the economy. They made everyone stay home, and they had to produce money so that people could still survive. If you look up the money chart, Google money supply of Canada, US, you will see it looks like a hockey stick. Basically, the last 50 years, you're going straight, and all of a sudden, the last 2 years, it goes straight up. So a lot of money was created, and that money was pumped into the system everywhere. CERB checks, buying bank bonds, that's probably the biggest one. So when they do that, what that means is the government used that money to buy bonds from the banks, which allowed the banks to borrow money for cheap and lend it out to consumers like you and me for cheap. So hence why rates were at historical lows under 2%. We saw some fixed rates at 1.2, 1.3%. That caused a lot of people obviously to buy properties because they could borrow money for very, very cheap. And due to that, prices went through the roof. House prices at the end of last year, beginning of this year, which is 2022. And just want to add a little note. Things changed quite dramatically. So the date stamp on this would be July the 28th, 2022. Who knows? 2 weeks from now, government can pivot and change their guidelines on what they want to do, and all of a sudden we're looking at totally different situation again. So, anyways, back to the discussion on COVID and printing money. So money flooded everywhere, prices went up everywhere. It squeezed out food, gas, and you can go and say gas is also the result of a war, etc., etc. But really, the big reason is money was created and pushed in every single direction. So the inflation happens, the government panics, US and Canada, and they decided, okay, we need to stop this. Well, what do they do typically when they want to slow down the economy? Well, they increase the overnight rate, which in effect increases the bank's prime rate. So you will see that the last increase bumped it up from 3.7 to 4.7%. So any one of you with a line of credit or variable mortgage obviously saw a dramatic change of a 1% rate increase, and your payments increase as well. The US Fed, like I said, bumped it up 0.75 recently. Last time, Bank of Canada followed up with a 1% increase. They couldn't do the same. I have no idea. There's a chance. But like we said, we just do not predict rates because things can change. If the government feels that they overshot the actions that they did and the economy stalling, who knows? They could do COVID all over again and decide to print a bunch of money, flood the market again, and rates will go back down. So hopefully that helps understand what's going to happen. I wish I had a crystal ball, trust me, but I don't, and we will see. If you have a variable rate and you feel that you don't like the roller coaster, you got to pay a premium right now to flip it to a fix, to get off this roller coaster of a ride with the ups and the downs. Are there downs coming? There usually is. Historically, when there's an up, there's a down. When that will be, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, no idea. One interesting note though, the pressure of the bonds have come off. So, the Bank of Canada's changes in prime affect the variable rates, but fixed rates are actually affected by bond returns, and recently the bonds have actually gone down, and because of that, fixed rates have actually dropped. So while everyone's panicking that variable rates are going up, fixed rates have actually kind of cooled off and actually dropped a little bit for some people. So who knows, maybe we come in a situation where the fixed rates drop while the variable rates go up, so the spread between the two change. And it should, because at one point we were seeing almost 2.5% spreads from a variable to a fixed rate, which is in my time, 20 plus years, that's the biggest I've ever seen. When I started banking, the spread was only about 1 to 1.5, and it got down to almost zero. In fact, there was a weird time about 2 years ago where the fixed rates were actually cheaper than the variable rates, which is erratic. It doesn't make sense. So hopefully that happens. If that happens, I would definitely keep an eye on your variable rate. If you see an opportunity where the variable rates are going up, but the fixed rates, because the bonds are going down, actually drop, and the spread between the fixed and the variable decreases, and you can actually lock yourself into a fix for cheaper, might be something that you want to have a look at. So hopefully that helps. Any questions, give me a call. Actually, I'm in Croatia, so my phone's not working, but WhatsApp me, and then we can set up a call and go from there. All right, hope all's well. Talk to you soon. And one more shot.